Am I the butthole for telling my dad his favorite Christmas memory is one of my least favorite? I need to hear from others on this. When I, 21 female, was 8, my mom died. 2 years later he was married again. That first Christmas after he remarried, I asked my dad if we could spend a few hours Christmas Eve at the lake we used to go to every year with my mom, just the two of us. He said sure, but then brought his wife and her 2 kids along and we spent it together. I was so upset and mad, and it ruined the intention of going, to have one last moment where I felt like it was just the 3 of us. Not really, but it brought a closeness when we went there, just the 2 of us, and I wanted it one last time. I always made it known it wasn't what I wanted, and my dad knew I was mad. But he always talked about how that was one of his favorite Christmas memories because it brought back our first family Christmas. I always wondered if he was talking like that to try and convince me that I felt the same way, because he always ignored my feelings on it. Anyway, I was talking to him for a little while yesterday and he brought up the memory again, and I asked him to stop. He told me he didn't know what I meant, and I told him the memory might have been his favorite Christmas memory, but I hated it and I did not look back fondly on it. He asked me how I could hate the memory of the first Christmas we had as a family with his wife and her kids. I told him because I had wanted one last Christmas memory of just the 2 of us. I said even an hour would have been better, but he ruined it by including them. He said he thought I understood why they were included, and I said no, he just didn't want to accept that I was mad about it. He told me it was important to cement family bonds, and I told him if I could I would gladly forget that memory. He got mad and told me I didn't need to try and shame him for loving that memory. I told him I just wanted him to stop bringing it up to me. He's demanding an apology, and he told me I'm selfish for saying a memory was ruined because we included our family. I told him he would never understand, and I hung up on him. He messaged me after and told me he still wants the apology and for me to get over myself. AITA? NTA, he's not listening to you. He understands your feelings, but doesn't want to deal with the possibility that he effed up. He actually owes you an apology. Jesus Christ, I am so mad for op. Original post, you are NTA. Maybe Am I the Butthole isn't a good sub to be browsing right after I wake up on Christmas Day. On the contrary, it's like the stark words winter is coming, and winter is the influx of butthole hijinks that Christmas brings out in people. A psychologist on TV explained that adults actually often don't enjoy Christmas that much anymore because family dinners make them become children again, but with all their flaws and failures and insecurities on the table. You just don't want to cope with it this day. This hit home. Accurate. That is why I hacked the system with one simple trick. No, but really, that is so true. Going NC/LC with my family made the holiday season so much better. Yes. I didn't realize I liked the holidays until I cut off the butthole family in my life. I love my quiet little holidays 3 states away from everyone. Same here. I just have Christmas as an extra day off work. I hate my family and am NC with them. Today I scrubbed my bathroom and kitchen, and now I'm watching TV with a cup of tea. Thanks for the award. You're not kidding. That one of the reasons I decided to go was I saw how stressful every holiday and get-together was and how mean everything was in between. They never invited me to the fun, simple stuff in between, like girls' lunch out and stuff like that. I was expected to help and bust my ass with the big stressful holiday blow or events, but I wasn't important enough to have fun with for the easy stuff. No thanks, people, goodbye. Now I enjoy my holidays and found people that actually want me around. Honestly, I just got my own family. Now it's the 3.5 of us, and since our toddler is big enough to at least somewhat appreciate the Christmas, I was finally looking forward to it again. I feel that subs like this blow up on Christmas because a lot of people have crafty family that gaslight the crap out of them, or they've just been dealing with and taking their bullcrap for years, and they come here looking for reassurance that it's not all in their head. A lot of posts are going to include folks being expected to be the bigger person in the face of unreasonable behavior. 100%. Yeah, I didn't enjoy Christmas pretty much throughout my entire 20s. I started liking it again after I started dating my now spouse, but it wasn't until I had kids that I really started enjoying it again. It's not that I was depressed and hated my life, and I always had a good time with my family. I think I just missed that childhood Christmas feeling. It doesn't matter if you're 22 or 42, they refuse to let you grow up or change, and you end up right back in the same crafty role you were in as a child. Who the F wants a yearly tour of their abusive childhood? Anyone have a source? This is fascinating. Source: Dude, trust me. This why not having to go home this year is such a gift. I was telling my partner a couple of days ago that I was looking forward to the Christmas drama on the romantic and family relationship subs because it always reminds me that a ton of others also have a ton of dysfunction bubble to the surface during the holiday, and it's not just my family being a hot mess. Lol, this is true. My partner asked how Christmas with the family is going. We are physically separated because of COVID border restrictions and bad timing, and I said, it was super tense with family resentments. Just the normal Christmas stuff, and he was like, tense dinner is normal Christmas stuff? Grimacing face. Honestly, I feel super bad for original post, in no way the butthole, but I'm browsing because my Christmas is honestly so miserable that I need others' pain to block out my own. Hey demon lady, I hope you're okay and that things get better. Sending you warmth from an internet stranger. Thank you. It honestly is helping a lot getting such support from you internet strangers. If it helps, you are not alone. So I hope you are not feeling broken or missing something when the world expects you to be filled with holiday cheer. You are okay, you will get through. This one internet stranger sends you best wishes, good vibes, and, in some small way, I think I know how you feel. Edit, a word. I'm so sorry today sucks for you. A friend recently reminded me that this is just a moment in time. Things will change. For your sake, I hope and pray they change for the better quickly. Hugs. Thank you. Especially because I am one of those people who puts a little too much of an emphasis on holidays. It's good to remember it is just a day. It is said an Eastern monarch once charged his wise men to invent him a sentence to be ever in view, and which should be true and appropriate in all times and situations. They presented him the words, and this, too, shall pass away. How much it expresses. How chastening in the hour of pride. How consoling in the depths of affliction. Abraham Lincoln, hope you feel happier soon. Chin up and keep slogging through. Honestly, that is really a great quote and I really appreciate this. I get it. My parents didn't ask me to come home, had to be reminded to buy me a gift, didn't call, etc. I was adopted by my roommate's family for Christmas, but it sucks watching everyone open gifts and be happy when you're sitting there with nothing because you're a pity invite. I hope you're able to have a Merry Christmas despite how it's been going for you. And if not, there's always next year. Happy New Year. Sending love and warm wishes. I am so sorry that this Christmas hasn't been merry, but I really hope everything brightens up and you have such an amazing day. I'm sorry it's miserable, but we are here. Heart, feel better. Thank you. Hey you. Hope you find some distraction today and maybe a moment or two of peace. Wishing you the best. Thank you so much. I'm with you, demon lady. I'm so sorry you are also in the thick of it this year. Internet hugs, from one miserable person to another. Thank you. I hope the rest of your day shines brighter. I'm so sorry, friend. Sending you good thoughts. Thanks. Me too, demon lady. Me too. I am so sorry that you are having such a painful time. Sending internet hugs and positive energy to you. Thank you. Merry Christmas. I hope it only gets better. Oh, please hang in. You are not alone with horrible holiday memories and misery. My worst family memories are during the holidays, I understand. You are so precious and you will get through this stupid mess today. You are loved. I pray you find peace and a bit of kindness. Hang in there, no matter what it is, things will get better. Merry Christmas, demon lady, from an internet stranger who hopes you have a good day. Sending some caring your way, heart. I'm sorry. It will probably get better soon. Hugs. Hang in there, friend. There are better days ahead, if it sometimes feels impossible. Trust me, speaking from experience. Hugs to you, demon lady. Read the one from the girl whose birthday is Christmas, or don't, your blood pressure will go up. Yes to both. LOL, same, and yet here we are. I read a great meme on Instagram: communication doesn't make a great relationship, comprehension does. He understands and comprehends, he just doesn't care. I stated those exact words to my family when they decided to continue going out to bars, their extracurricular activities, hanging with friends, and knowing that both my husband and son are high risk. Still haven't seen them, rarely communicate. COVID-19 has allowed me to put the necessary distance needed. Good luck, obviously NTA. The only good thing about this pandemic is that people have shown their true colors. Now you know you can't trust your family. And to get over himself. I wonder if stepmom was aware that the trip was specifically requested by original post to be just her and her dad after the death of her mother, because if SM was me, I'd be furious at my husband for that. Op deserved one last night alone with her dad in order to move on from his mom's death. I think Op's dad was concerned that excluding his new wife and stepkids it would send the wrong message to them. It's also possible new stepmom knew about the trip and insisted on everyone coming. Blending families is a delicate process, and I think Op's feelings were disregarded in this case. Edited Op's gender. That is a lot of assumption that original post did not say and, knowing Reddit, would blow up with people taking that as the beloved evil stepmom routine. Let's not encourage more of that without evidence, eh? Edit to point out the person below exhibiting exactly what I'm warning about. Op only knows that they wanted Amy and my dad day, but dad invited stepmom and new siblings. Dad might have enjoyed it, but it ruined what was supposed the two of them time from original post point view. It doesn't matter if the rest of them invited themselves or not, this was original post and dad time. Yep, I read that. Op said Op's a girl. I was thinking the same thing. If I were the stepmom and I knew this was a tradition my husband had with his wife that passed away and their child, I wouldn't want to overstep, especially when her death is still so recent. I would have turned down the offer. There will be time, in the future, for us to create our new traditions. I truly genuinely hope stepmom didn't know about this, because if she knew and went to the lake anyway, she's TA, just like the husband. It depends on what you were told about it. The husband could have passed it to you as something they both really wanted, and as you loved him enough to marry him, you could have trusted his assessment of the situation. From the way original post talks about it, the vast bulk of the blame should be on the father. The stepmother may merely have been doing her best. I would too. I'm a therapist who works heavily with attachment relationships and issues, and there are three major components to an attachment relationship: security, connection, and empowerment. Connection is basically being seen, understood, and accepted. Op's dad saw her, and maybe understood where she was coming from, but absolutely did not accept original post or their experience in that moment. You can see the ramifications of that attachment disruption even today. NTA. I'd go as far as to say that what the dad did wrong here happened in Op's adulthood. He could be forgiven for making a genuine mistake about thinking it was a good idea to bring his new wife and her kids. He was wrong, but you can see he might have had the best of intentions. That's forgivable. But what he is doing now is much worse. He totally refuses to recognize her feelings. That is so invalidating, and so hurtful. And then he repeatedly demands she apologize to him. He's calling her selfish for not subjugating her own feelings and memories and replacing them with his. Does he have any respect for his oldest daughter's autonomy at all? He says she's shaming him, that's emotional blackmail. And he's denying her lived reality, that's gaslighting. This all adds up to Darvo. It's abusive. You stand strong, Op. You're the one being mature and reasonable here. Your father is behaving like an emotional bully. NTA. And the fact that he's being a butt now tends to suggest that he knew he was wrong when she was a child as well, but rejected her request and feelings at the time as well. He isn't forgivable because the way he is behaving now means he didn't have good intentions back then. I'm just really glad that original post hasn't been ruined by this idiot's dreadful parenting. At 21, she's showing a lot of sense and intelligence and honesty, being able to say those things instead of just screaming mindlessly from the pain. She's got a good head on her shoulders. Must have got it from her mother. There is a lot of abuse and trauma that happens under the best of intentions. Good intentions don't mean a whole lot. Source: My childhood. Thank you for this. It really puts into perspective my situation with my mother. So, what does an adult do with a memory full of deliberate undermining of security, refusing to connect and blaming the kid and disempowerment? NTA. Mom here of a blended family. I made the mistake of doing something similar. I thought it would bring my kiddos joy to be included, and it didn't. At all. They were very upset. I didn't know how upset until years later. Eventually they told me, and I apologized for hurting them. His intent wasn't to hurt you, but that was the result. It took courage to tell him your perspective, and whether or not he sees it is perfectly okay to tell him that something he brings up repeatedly is painful to you. That's a healthy boundary you set. He should value how his actions and continued actions make you feel. This, 100%, agree. NTA. Exactly. I can see how the misunderstanding may have happened, but the onus is on him to accept that it did. You are not the one being selfish. NTA. Agreed. NTA. I've had a similar experience with my mother. My argument with her was ultimately the same. We viewed our situation very differently, but she kept bringing it up, trying to defend her point of view about it, trying to justify her actions, as I knew that she felt guilty about it. Many times I had to stop her and ask her not to talk about it anymore, at least in my presence, as it was upsetting. She agreed to do this once she had accepted that it didn't matter what she thought, it hurt me. Your father hasn't reached that point and is more concerned about his feelings still. Even if he doesn't agree, he can concede to just stop bringing it up. It's not a difficult concept to grasp. I think that's the crux of it. His father made a mistake, and that doesn't make him th. People make mistakes. But once the kid tells you how they feel, you do not double down. They feel how they feel. I hope Op's father gets to a point where he can swallow his pride and apologize. Exactly. As parents, we F up a lot even with the best of intentions. I think what separates good parents from bad ones, well, a few things, but this is what we're talking about, is the ability to listen to our kids, treating them like people who have valid thoughts and feelings, and being able to admit when we were wrong, apologize, and modify our behavior as we learn. Thank you for watching. If you like our videos, please like them on YouTube. And share them with your friends. Please subscribe to be the first to know about Red Rabbit Reader's new videos. We welcome your comments below. Another of our videos will begin shortly.